Hey guys, welcome back. Episode 38. We're going to kind of get onto an interesting topic today, particularly because it's an area that seems to be doesn't get recovered very much, and people tend to ignore it very much until they have a problem, and then they try and seek help on how to sort it out. We're going to talk about the elbow a little bit. One of the things we've been seeing a lot of lately is compression-related soft tissue dysfunctions around joints. And we're talking particularly around the head of the radius, which is responsible for allowing this rotational movement of the lower arm. Particularly the soft tissue, which is superficial to that, and in particular, brachioradialis, which sits just above it. It's a very big, powerful muscle which is involved in elbow flexion, but also plays a critical role with the head of your radius when we're loading and we are trying to get humeral external rotation in play. So when we're trying to set up for press-ups and we are trying to create some external rotation tension through the shoulder, when we're trying to set up in the front rack position for transition to a press and we are externally rotating from the shoulder, fixing through the forearm as well, it becomes very active. And also we see it a lot with pulling motions from the floor, particularly when we're transitioning to racks, or from, in particular, cleans and snatch pulls, where we're dropping into an internally rotated position and we get this kind of muscle becoming really tensioned and active. It does a lot of work on the pulls, does loads of work protecting your joints under compression, but really gets looked at in terms of recovery. So a nice little simple technique that we've been playing around with our patients of late, which has had some really fantastic results, is a simple distraction rotation exercise. So for this, you're going to get a monster band. I'll grab that now. You're going to set this up so it's parallel, I suppose, to your arm when it's at 90 degrees. You're going to set your arm up inside the band so that it's in once, but then we're literally going to go inside a second time, so that you have a really like a double wrap around the wrist, and you're going to hold the band firmly. Now I've got this on quite a stretch, it's quite strong. I'm going to pull this across into position. I'm going to lock my elbow position using my opposite arm, so I am putting a directly opposite force into my elbow to fix it in place. I'm going to let the band pull my wrist away from my elbow, and then as it does that, I'm going to perform a very slow and controlled big rotational movement. Now, you will feel your biceps tendon under your hand as your biceps helps with the rotation, of course, of the arm. But what you're going to do is just allow that to move without fixing it too greatly. All you're after here is stopping the elbow from dropping across. So you're fixing that in place. You're turning it over, and when you turn your hand over, so your palm down, you really try and go as far as possible and pause for a moment and come back, and you're going to repeat that process. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Again, distraction movement happening from the arm. You can use a towel if you find that the grip on the arm is uncomfortable. You can put something there to wedge into. It's quite nice with a towel. But what we find is having the band causing a local distraction force, the elbow counteracts that and allows the distraction to be much more local as opposed to a full arm version. We just find that that soft tissue gets put on traction, and then you're rotating it through a full range of movement, helps to restore some normal soft tissue mobility and mechanics, and really helps to alleviate symptoms, particularly with the pulling and the gripping type based activities. It gets mistaken quite a lot for tense elbow. It's not that, it's something similar, but in a different muscle for different reasons. Give this exercise a try, guys. It's one that probably you haven't tried before, but it's very effective if you do it a little and often. So maybe it should form part of your routine going forward if you're a grip-based athlete. As normal, guys, let us know what you think. Comments are always welcome. We'll see you next time.